said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic. Somebody hand me a mic. Cause I got to say something, so just hand me a mic. When I need to say something, better hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic.
So, we're rolling Southpaw.
We are rolling.
This is good. What episode is this?
I believe this is episode 42.
But it's not just episode 42, is it?
It's Golden Era Boxing with Chris Muldowney.
It is. And it's episode 3 of that, right?
Episode 3 of that,
it's
yeah.
the second official one,
second official, but
First one wasn't really,
No, well, he didn't do the cover art, but it was the same thing, wasn't
Technically.
it? Yeah. I'm calling it episode 3 of Golden Era Boxing. Yeah, so we're joined back with Chris. We have to, hang on, I've been told we have to say some thank yous, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what we need to say is that everybody that tunes in, everybody that listens to this show, we really appreciate it, helping us grow. What we do need people to do, because Southpaw knows a statistic that's kind of interesting, we need people to subscribe to the channel. Because what is the number, Southpaw?
Over 80% of our viewers are new viewers. So if you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe.
Like, share and subscribe.
Yeah, it really helps.
Shit, yeah.
Lick off the bell.
Lick off the bell. Yeah. So if you are new, welcome to people like us. I'm Dan, that's Southpaw, behind the camera, and this is Chris Muldowney.
Hiya.
So, first things first, Chris, how have you been? What's been going on? Haven't you had some chew your dog?
Yeah.
What's
she
the
got
chew?
Spayed.
Spayed?
Yeah. It removes her ability to have puppies, so... Yeah, that's been a trauma. But Courtsy's just seen her there. She's got the corn on her head.
Oh, yeah.
So
Corner shame.
it's taken ages for her wound to heal. It's like 2 and a bit weeks now. It's usually sorted within like a week, 10 days. So, a bit worried about her, but...
She's going to be all right?
Yeah, she's had a course of antibiotics and she seems full of herself, doesn't she, Courtsy? But you never know.
What is it? Is she at the bit where the wound isn't healing, right?
Yeah, because she won't sit still, mate.
Dogs don't. You know, when they get a wound, they don't know.
She did, though. For the first few days, she wouldn't even get off the bed.
Right. Probably zonked out, was she?
I imagine so, yeah, because they have to have that anaesthetic, don't they? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she's full of herself, so she opened a wound. I had to take her back to the vet. They had to put staples in her. I had to give her some antibiotics, and she's got this corn around her head until Monday next week.
Yeah. The other one's been done, right? You got another dog.
Yeah, he's had his chopped off.
Didn't they? They did, right? Yeah, 2 dogs made puppies.
They did.
Yeah?
Prompted all this.
Oh, right.
Surgery stuff. I'd never go through that again, Daniel.
I remember it was such a good idea. I certainly thought it was, if you remember.
Yeah,
You were
well,
all full of it, basically.
Pound signs were flashing around
Yeah,
there.
fuck work, dog breeding now.
It wasn't worth any financial gain at all.
No,
mate.
just trauma.
Not just trauma. I mean, there's good memories from it all, but it's not being able to sleep, puppies crying all night. Oh, it's just too much, mate. I wouldn't advise it.
No, it's not something I'd go into, like, to be honest. Dogs are expensive now, though. Well, I say now, just probably always.
I got like $3,000 for 4.
$3,000 for 4 puppies.
Yeah, $750 a piece there.
I mean, you can see how you can make a living off it. You imagine if you had, you know,
It takes a long time though. But yeah, if you've got
a cycle of many
If
dogs.
you've got a puppy factory, yeah, you could make good money, but
Do you have to have credentials?
it's not very kind.
Do you have to have any credentials to run a puppy
No,
farm?
you can have licensed breeders, but you don't have to be licensed to breed dogs.
Right.
So most people, if they want to buy from a reputable person, they go to a licensed breeder.
Right.
But loads of people just breed dogs.
There's a lot of like what? How come? Do you know? I might be asking the wrong person, but do you know, like, you get certain breeds of dogs, right? Let's pick one out, right? So, all right, a golden retriever. Everyone knows what a golden retriever is. You could. Some of the puppies are more expensive than other puppies, right?
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of browsing. I wanted an English terrier.
Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
You know that bullseye dog.
Oh, the white one. With the long nose.
Yeah. Look
English,
into that.
English Bull Terrier around there.
Yeah, and I've seen, just through, I say I didn't go too deep, but a little bit of searching online, you could pick one up off someone for like 300 quid, but then somebody wanted $3,000.
Yeah.
What's
pedigree. Won't it? It'll be like KC registered, Kennel Club registered, and all that carry on. So
Right.
you're getting something from a line of
certificates. Southpaw, what's the most expensive dog in the world to buy? Let's guess. Okay, no, we're probably not going to guess the breed, but if you can guess where it comes from. I'm going to say the most expensive dog in the world is going to be a type of poodle.
You reckon?
Yes.
No. I'm going to say it'll be something big.
Newfoundland. That's a big dog, isn't it?
Yeah, like a...
I mean, I want your price guess and then I want your breed guess. It's quite
Wait,
a difficult one,
the-
but like the prices are
But the most
mentally-
expensive dog won't be from a normal person who's putting it on. These will be like royal dogs or some shit, you know what I mean? Like,
Play the game, Chris.
the most expensive dog's probably in the region of 500 grand, I would say.
Okay.
Where's it from? Probably Japan or somewhere like that.
Daniel?
I'm going poodle,
You're
or
going-
a breed of poodle.
Yeah.
And I think it went for more than that even. I
Yeah.
think it went for a few million.
Okay, so
Wouldn't surprise me.
in steps the Tibetan Mastiff,
Right.
famous for being sold for £940,000 at one point in China.
Jesus
Let's have a little look at the Tibetan Mastiff. I mean, it's a beautiful dog, like, isn't it?
You wouldn't be paying no mill for that though, would you? That's
I
not a
think
million.
I've seen one of these. They are beautiful.
What, in real life?
Yeah,
It looks like a lion.
The beasts as well. Yeah, they're like massive. I swear they used to fight lions or something.
What were they used for? Let's have a look at what was the intention of because it's quite a you know what it looks
shepherd
like?
dog, won't it?
It looks
I
like a
don't
dog
think
that's
it'd
been
be a
put together
shepherd
by
dog.
other
Of course
dogs.
it will be. That'll look after sheep or something like that, like a guardian dog.
No, it's to protect Buddhist monasteries and monks of Tibet from animals such as bears, wolves, and snow leopards.
Dog breed that was bred as a flock guardian in high altitudes.
Have a look how
Looked after
much-
flocks.
Yeah, what's a flock?
A group of sheep.
Have a look how much one costs now. Just put Tibetan Mastiff for sale. See what you can pick them up
Pets
for.
for homes.
Huh?
Pets for homes. If you put pets for homes, yeah, it comes up the top anyway.
Oh, you can get them for 1,000 here, 1,500,
Mate,
2,000.
we've got a business. We've got a business. We buy them for £1,000. We set up a mill for China. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
Big man.
That will have been
boys.
from
Can
a
we keep them all
beautiful
at
line.
yours?
In the flat. yeah. So there you go, Tibetan Mastiff.
Yeah.
So all you viewers of people like us, we're not just bringing humour, we're bringing knowledge.
Education.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
mate.
Yeah.
World's most expensive dog.
£945,000, mental that. For a
Yeah, it'd be some-
for a dog.
Those,
Imagine it's a little
you
shit
know,
as well.
Hulk, the pit bull, like the American bully, XL,
Yeah, I saw that.
the famous one.
Yeah.
Is go for like 50 grand, or he sells a litter of puppies for £500,000, stuff like that.
No way.
Yeah, everyone wants.
Who's Hulk?
He's a dog.
Oh, mate, this Hulk is... he's like one of the biggest ever.
Never.
Look at his size.
That's
of him.
Hulk.
That's
Yeah.
Hulk there, yeah.
Jesus. He's massive.
So
How
it,
old is Hulk?
it says he's worth 2 million there, so maybe that's incorrect, the 945,000, but maybe that's what it actually sold for. Look at that, though.
What, so to
No,
give...
they wouldn't sell him, would they?
Yeah,
Probably just
oh,
a
yeah,
valuation
yeah.
based on his.
That's his trainer, that guy,
His
though.
litters.
And he's like a world-renowned trainer as well of pit bulls.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
So one of these puppies goes for...
50 grand, 100 grand. I don't know. A lot. They're 500 grand litter, yeah. But that's a litter, so that it might have had 5 pups or 10 pups.
Mental.
Still, shitloads of money in it.
That's insane. That's a lot of money for a dog. You know? 50... I mean, it's going to die as well. Like, they don't last forever.
The dog.
Why would that ever... I mean...
It's everything, though. It's his temperament, it's how he's trained, it's how clever he is, it's the size of him, it's the
Yeah,
pedigree
he's
in
a
him.
very famous dog.
Yeah.
So I suppose, actually, if you're in the business, if you bought one of these puppies, one of Hulk's puppies, for whatever, some daft amount of money, you could, in theory, keep breeding that dog and say this is descendant of Hulk.
Yeah.
And you could flag that for 10 years, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I imagine male dogs can breed more than female. Yeah, they can, because they don't have to go through pregnancy.
Yeah, but as the owner of the male dog, you don't get the puppies.
Right,
The owner of the bitch gets the puppies. You just get a stud fee.
right.
So you'd have to get a girl from his litter
Right.
to then make money through the puppies, because, as I say, people who they'll come to you to be a stud for your dog, you get a fee for that, and then they keep the puppies.
Do you know what always tugs on my heartstrings, right? It's like your conscience check, like your guilt check. We all talk about these dogs that we pay for and stuff like this, and like Sad Burgess up the road. For those who don't know what Sad Burgess is, for our international viewers, Sad Burgess is an RSPCA home where unwanted dogs.
You've had a
there.
bit of a story there, haven't you?
I've been before.
Yeah, didn't you have a gambling story from that?
Oh yeah, that was mad. But you have to see it through. I mean, it's not a great story, but I'll tell it. So, about 10 years ago, I was gambling on horses.
Yeah.
Right? And it was an accumulator. Basically, I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. There's a 5-horse accumulator. That means all 5 of your horses has to win.
Yeah.
4 of them had won. It was down to the last one, right? Still remember, it was Frankie Dettori. He was wearing yellow. Can't remember the name. Begin with the A. He was the favourite. Offering me a cash out for something like £1,000, £1,000, or I could let it roll for $5,500.
Oofed.
Yeah.
Frankie on the back, you just back it, don't you?
Yeah. So I went into the disabled toilet and I said a little prayer to God.
Did you?
Yeah.
You
So-
religious then?
I mean,
Oh,
I
you
believe
are-
in
you are
something.
religious,
Believe
aren't
in
you?
something. But I made a little deal. I said, if you let this come in, I'll give £500 at the RSPCA.
Negotiating.
Yeah. Right? That was the deal I made.
Yeah. It's fair trade, mate.
Yeah. Thinking it wouldn't come in. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It came in. Right? So this £5,500 hits my bank.
Yeah.
2 days later. I remember it was a Saturday. And it's like, remember, like the whole time it was on its way, I was trying to like block out what I'd sort of
The
promised.
agreement you'd made.
Yeah. And then when the money hit my bank, it was a Saturday morning, and I was like, that voice in your head, like, are you really gonna go? Are you really got the balls to go against?
Yeah, you
a
can't
deal?
do that. Like,
Before I knew it, I was drawing money out of cash machines, got £500 cash, drove up to Sadburge.
Yeah.
The woman must have thought I was insane.
what did you do? Just donate it? Or?
I didn't know what to do. So all I know is I got this £500 cash.
Yeah.
I've drove up to Sadburge. I've like pulled up in the car park. I'm like looking around. I see like an office sort of thing. So I'm like, must be in there. So I walk in and there's like a reception and a till or whatever, like a woman. So I just walk up and she looks at me, hiya, and I'm like, hiya. Like,
Do you want £500?
I walk over and just put it. I want to donate that, please. And she's like, and I was like, right, bye. Because I was like embarrassed. So I left.
Oh,
and
that's
like,
a nice thing, that though.
yeah, but I jumped in my car and sped off. And I remember thinking like, she probably thinks I'm like a drug dealer or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, 'cause it looked
Who donates to dogs?
Well, I pulled up in quite a chavvy looking car.
Yeah.
Did he gold all over me? And probably stunk of marijuana back then. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a good look.
Going back to what you were saying though about the rescue dogs.
Yeah.
With me being out of the house quite often and stuff like that, I didn't want to.
You're a bad owner, aren't you?
No, mate, no. I'm a very good dog owner. But yeah, I didn't want a rescue dog. But I've done my bit for rescue dogs. Teddy's a rescue dog. Teddy was either going to a rescue or I took him.
Can we just go back on what you just said? Right. That doesn't quite work for me. So you said, because you're always out at work,
Yeah,
you couldn't have a rescue dog.
yeah. Rescue dog would tear your house apart.
Right. But it's okay to leave dogs at home that aren't rescue.
You know what the crack was though? I stayed at home with her for the first 2 weeks I had her, and then
did?
she went to my mum's house every day for the best part of a year and a half. And now she's got Teddy, so they just keep each other company. It's all good, Dan. Don't you worry your little heart about my dogs, mate.
I don't worry, mate. No worry. Same.
It's very RSPCA-ish, Chris.
They just smell a bit RSPCA. It's not like straight up
I'll
abuse.
tell you what, son,
Because you're a nice guy and you
you're
love them.
somebody
I know
else.
you love them. I can tell you sent
Yeah.
me nice pictures of them. But I think like if there's a line,
Oh, yeah.
I think do you know what I mean? I'm just saying if there's a line, like
Holy
you're
shit.
not like miles away. You know, like you get miles away. You know, like good dog owners are miles away
Yeah,
from
I'm
the line.
miles away, mate.
I don't know if it's miles. Like you're an arm's length.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
No?
No.
You could probably
My
lean
dogs sleep
forward.
in my bed, mate.
Yeah. I think, well, listen, I know you love them. And that's what's important. There's a lot worse owners.
Do you know
what I mean? There's a lot worse. There is.
Oh my lord! On the podcast now, I can take it at work, man. But we're putting it out live on the internet now, man.
I'm just saying. We're just having a joke.
I'll be getting fucking visits from the RSPCA the way you're going. I listen. He's full of shit. He's talking it over his ass.
Yeah. So
no, you are a great dog on. He is. Stop being a sausage man.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
Anyway,
they love you, them dogs.
Yeah, that was all. Listen, anything we say on this podcast is just in jest. It's just a joke.
Please don't report me.
No, I already have. You know, so you don't need to do it twice. They're on the way.
No, man.
Anyway, right. So we're here. It's Golden Age Boxing.
Yeah,
that's what
bit
this
of boxing.
is. Yeah.
Right.
So what I did.
What did you do?
I thought I had a plan because I've seen other people who do like boxing content online. They'll jump on something called like Boxing Scene,
right,
and talk about the news stories. I'm not going to lie, I don't know anything about any of these people.
Yeah.
So I'm out of my depth, right? Because I'm seeing stuff about John Ryder. I'm like, who the fuck is he?
John Ryder, man.
I'm seeing things about Timothy Bradley calls timing of David Benavidez tipsy night a no-no. Fuck's that mean?
He's been out on the lash, Benavidez, and he shouldn't have been. It was bad timing because he was trying to make the Canelo fight, probably. That's probably what that story's alluding to.
Devin Haney ready to show Ryan Garcia he's not Devin Haney good. Well, you know what?
Well, he's not, is he?
He's not, is he?
No, he's got a chance, though. He's got to punch his chance. His left hook is absolutely insane, but yeah, Haney should school him, really. He's too quick, too skillful.
I think so.
Really fast feet. But apparently the 3-3 from the amateur days. Like, each beat each other 3 times. So.
No way.
Yep.
I didn't know
each other
that.
6 times, and Garcia won 3 and Haney won 3.
Long
time ago. You're talking 15, 16.
How old is each person? Ryan Garcia?
I think they're about 24.
Because what I'm thinking, there must be similar ages if they fought each other. Ryan Garcia's 25. Devin Haney.
24.
Devin Haney's 25, same age, yeah. Right, so they are 3 from 3. Huh. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I'm an encyclopedia, mate.
He's
That's Brent.
Do you think he will? I don't know if he beat Lomachenko.
No, I thought Lomachenko won the fight, but
I did.
It could have gone either way. You can't call it a robbery. You can't say he didn't. I mean, he fought well, but Lomachenko, for me, just edged that one.
Yeah, hasn't he been done? Like not done, but turned over a couple of times.
Who, Lomachenko?
Yeah, from different fights.
Teofimo beat him.
Do you think?
Beat him convincingly, mate. Yeah, Lomachenko didn't throw any punches for the first 7 or 8 rounds. It was a weird performance from him, that one.
I've only ever seen the highlights of it, and I think it was possibly made to favour Lomachenko. I think the video I watched, made him look good.
They'll cut all his good stuff and left Teofimo's out.
I think so.
Yeah, Lopez won that fight, mate, and I love Lomachenko. Like,
Fair and
if I
square.
seen a way he could have won, I would have said he won, but he didn't.
So, do this 5 versus 5 thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's it called? The Matchroom.
Well, it's June the 1st. They haven't called it anything yet. There's a press conference next week, but the main fight on the card is Bivol versus Beterbiev.
Right. Yeah.
And
June
then
1st.
underneath that, they've got 2 heavyweight fights. Matchroom against Queensbury.
Right.
They've got a light heavyweight fight. They've got a middleweight fight and a featherweight fight.
So they've picked the weight divisions now.
They've picked the weight divisions, but we haven't found out who's fighting yet.
Right. So let's go through each one of these weight classes. What was the first weight class you said?
The first one is heavyweight.
Right. Well, he's only got one, hasn't he, Eddie? Hang on. Isn't that Fury versus Joshua? Isn't that a 5v5?
No. Can't be. It's on the 18th of May, Fury's fight, and they're fighting on the 1st of June.
Who will they pick then? Who else have they got?
Hrgovic is going to fight for Hearn.
Right.
They reckon Dubois got that fight, and they reckon it will be for the IBF title, which will be vacated shortly after the Fury-Usyk fight.
I mean, in that fight, I fancy Hrgovic.
Yeah,
in that fight. I just think he's just a
little bit too technically good for Dubois, I think.
and he's a little bit less
Long
of a
as
melt.
well.
Do you know what I mean? Like
He's hard, like.
he's a hard lad, isn't he? He's one of them
Although
Eastern
he did seem
Europeans.
to be sulking a little bit when Zhang was banging him.
Yeah, he's a sulker.
Dropped his head a little bit.
I mean, I have my own theory. Well, not theory. It's funny that funny we've been talking about that. Valen started a live video.
See?
We won't watch
Good
it.
old Valen.
Good old Valen. But yeah, I think in that fight, I think Dubois is getting better.
I mean, it's not guaranteed to happen. These are just the whispers.
Right, okay.
You know, Hrgovic is definitely going to be Hearns because he hasn't got many
anyone
heavyweights.
And what's his for? Like, I'm obviously not really having a clue about boxing. Is this just to see?
There's two promotional companies. One's called Queensberry, one's called Matchroom, and historically they've never got on. They hated each other for years. Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn slating each other in every interview they did. Or Warren like twitching, Eddie ripping him to death, and then Warren would go back at him. But yeah, since this Saudi guy came in and threw money at him, they're the best of friends now.
Yeah, that changed quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
Sitting there, pallied up.
Eddie's like, I love his company. I love his car. I bet you do.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Like, my dad always told me I'd love his. Anyway, so now the best of pals, but the Saudi guy, forget his Turkey Al Sheikh, I think he's called. He's arranged for these to have a fight like 5v5, and I don't know what the winner gets us. There's some sort of monetary bragging rights. Yeah, is the main
Who's
thing.
the best promotional outfit?
Yeah, that's what decides it. Who's going to be the best boxing promoter?
And each promotional company gets to pick a captain, and the captain gets 2 points rather than 1 point. So
right. So are we in? If that did happen, are we in agreement that probably Hrgovic is going to beat the brakes off Daniel Dubois?
yeah, yeah. I
I'm
would
going
say
with
that Hrgovic beats him. Yeah, unfortunately, I'd like Dubois to win that one, but because then that sets up Joshua versus Dubois for the IBF. But never mind.
Well, if anybody
Hrgovic will win.
disagrees with us, leave a comment to say that we're talking shite. And
Dubois can bang.
and Dubois
He
will
can
win.
certainly punch.
But if you know anything about boxing, also leave a comment to tell us that Hrgovic will beat the brakes off that melt. So, who is?
You just fought that Miller, mate. We were all impressed.
Yeah, I mean, Miller was an absolute bag of spuds, wasn't he?
He
Let's
was.
be honest. He was absolutely useless.
No juice, was there? Zero juice.
Useless, mate. That's what useless looks like. He was a walking heavy bag. Like, he was just walking around all, whatever he is, 25 stone. He had nothing other than his weight. I don't know what his plan was. Like, what was his plan? Just to worry?
I think he expected Dubois to tire,
Right.
and he didn't. Man, in saying that, you were texting me about round 3, round 4. He's fucked here. Because
Yeah.
Miller started throwing a few shots and landing a bit, and he looked like he could have gone either way at that point, Dubois, couldn't he? He could have gone into his shell, but he came out and fought
gut
fire
check.
with fire. It was good. I enjoyed it, mate. It was probably the best fight of the night.
Yeah, he did. He nearly stopped him, didn't he?
He did stop him.
He did stop him in the end.
Stopped him in the last 10 seconds of the fight, didn't he?
That
The ref
was it.
jumped in the corner.
I mean, you
As he
could
was
have let
smashing
him.
him to bits.
You could have let him
but
see
the
it
referee
out.
doesn't take into account how long's left in a fight. He sees someone not defending themselves. There's a guy who lost his world title in the last second of a fight. The referee jumped in and stopped it.
No way.
Swear down, mate. Yeah, I can't remember what it is, but if you Google it, Courtesy, ref stops fight in the last second. It's big American. The referee was a black guy with a mustache.
Right.
You'll know exactly who it is when you see him. He's done loads of big fights, but yeah, he
I
jumps
know you
in
mean
and
Tony
stops it.
Weeks.
And the guy was all right as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he wasn't.
No.
He could have definitely continued a second, you know. But
What? I didn't. Ah, is this it?
that could be it. Yeah.
2022,
I thought
Chris.
it was Tony Weeks that was the ref. Him there. Why Tony
Why
Weeks
he
stopped the
stopped?
fight? It was like in the last second. Anyway, you don't need to watch it, but
Yeah,
yeah. So referees just stop fights. Doesn't matter where the clock's at. If they think you're in trouble and you can't defend yourself, they
How
stop
do you
the
feel
fight.
about in boxing that when somebody goes down, it should be digitally timed?
No, because it's not 10 seconds. That's not the rule. The referee counting to 10. It's not the same as 10 seconds.
But no
so when
ref-
they put a clock next to a referee counting, that's not the rule anywhere.
But what I
It's
mean
the
is,
referees count.
what I mean is, a referee probably doesn't count the same 10 seconds exactly each time, and each ref will probably
that's
do
what
it different.
That's what I'm saying, mate. A 10-second count could be 14, 15 seconds. It's not like that. It doesn't have to be 10 seconds exactly. It's how the
Right.
referee counts it out. I understand what you're saying, but
I sort of, akin it to like VAR in football. Like once upon a time, it was just if the ref thought it went over the line or not. Do you know what I mean? But now
Yeah.
we've sort of thought, well, no, because
yeah, they seem reluctant to do any of that in boxing. I think
Yeah.
they're doing it for the Usyk Fury fight, you know.
What?
Bringing in TV replays.
right.
That
What?
Maurizio Sullivan the WBC guys campaigning for TV replays, like action replays during the fight to prevent any dodgy decisions.
Yeah. We'll get to that one in a bit, that fight, because I've got a few
But
bits
the next fight on the list is another heavyweight fight, and apparently that's going to be Wilder versus Zhang.
And Zhang's with...
Zhang's with Queensberry, and the Sheikh said to Eddie that he's allowed to sign one fighter for this fight, and apparently it's going to be Deontay Wilder. He signed a one-fight deal with Matchroom.
Now, you probably think on that fight I'd side with Wilder. I won't anymore now, because I think he's gone.
I think he might bang him, me.
I think Zhang will bang him. I think
Zhang's there to be hit.
I think Zhang's probably kicking himself after that last fight. I had an interview with Zhang the other day. Basically, I mean, look, everybody says stuff after the fact, and he has to say it for the cameras. But he was basically saying that he fell in love with his own power after banging Joyce out a couple of times and that. And when he was in with Parker, he just thought, it'll come. And he was, And I sort of can see that. That does sort of add up to what happens. I believe if they fight again, I think Zhang would beat him.
Yeah.
If they fight again, I'd heavily bet him, because I think he won't make the same mistake twice. Parker went down how many times?
Twice.
Like, it's not very often somebody goes down twice and wins the fight on points.
No.
That's pretty unusual, that,
Zhang didn't do no.
But he didn't. I don't know whether it was that Parker went down incredibly easy, or Zhang just has some kind of like gift in the end of his fist.
I think the first one was a surprise, because it was like a straight one, wasn't it? It was just like because he's fighting out of southpaw. It was just one straight thing. He didn't even set it up with a jab or anything. It landed on him, and he sort of like fell on his arse rather than it was power. It was like oof, that knocked me off my feet a little, like surprise more than anything else.
Yeah.
And the second one was like a hook, wasn't it? That so caught him on the top of the head against the ropes. It was a weird one. But again, he didn't look massively hurt because he only took a knee. But Zhang's power must be off it, mustn't it? He must have proper heavy, like, those type of bones that are just...
Yeah, I can't decide whether it's that or Parker's chinny.
No, Parker's got a great chin, mate.
Everybody used to. You know what I mean?
He just got through Wilder, although Wilder didn't land anything.
The thing is, like, after that, because you say, like, fights take a lot out of people, and I'm not sure whether that Joyce fight beat something out of him, because that was a nasty beating.
Yeah, it was.
He got like, that should have been stopped.
It was probably a nastier beating for Joyce. Joyce got absolutely peppered.
By Parker?
Yeah.
And nobody didn't put a dent in him, did he?
No, that's
literally didn't put a dent in him. I completely do not rate Parker's power at all.
No, it's not the best.
I think he's...
Mind, he hurt Wilder.
Well...
It's not saying a lot.
Fury seemed to knock Wilder down at ease.
Yeah.
Like, and that was a better Wilder. Like, it wasn't the shell of Wilder. Like, pretty much every time Tyson hit Wilder properly, Wilder went down.
Yeah, there was one left hook to the body. Wilder was backing up and he hit him with a left hook right here, and Wilder's legs just went. Like, it was weird, that one.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm not...
I think Wilder beats Zhang, though.
Do you?
I genuinely do, mate, yeah. And I don't back Wilder. I don't even rate Wilder. I just think he's got enough power to land on Zhang. He will land on him.
Does Zhang go down?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Has he ever been down?
I don't think he's been down it. No, he has, yeah.
Did Hrgovic put him down?
He did. He got put down. Oh, who was it against? No, Hrgovic didn't put him down.
I don't remember seeing him down.
Zhang put Hrgovic down. Zhang's definitely been down. I've seen it.
I've never seen Zhang down.
I might be wrong.
My theory in this, right, is I think that Zhang beat the life out of Joseph Parker and beat his chin out of him. Joe Joyce beat the chin out of Joseph Parker. I think since then, Joseph Parker's chin hasn't been the same. It's just never been tested. And I think it was exposed when Zhang hit him a couple of times. I'm not saying Zhang doesn't have good power. Yes, he does. But I don't think he's the hardest puncher in the world. And I think that exposed Parker's chin. I think he's chinny. I think he was incredibly lucky. I don't think Parker won that fight. I think Zhang lost that fight. Because you don't put somebody down twice. Now, what do I think is going to happen going forward? I think the next Zhang won't make that mistake again. And I think the next Zhang is going to be the best Zhang we've ever seen. And I think he's going to batter Wilder from pillar to post, similarly to what, well, not batter him from pillar to post, but I think Wilder will be going down.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think Wilder will end up on the canvas again and again and again. I don't think it'll stop him because Wilder's a bit of a warrior. Do you know what I mean? But I think, actually, to come to think of it, I could see Zhang putting Wilder to sleep. Wilder does go to sleep.
I could see him putting him to sleep as well.
Fury went to sleep.
I just think it'll go the other way. I think Wilder will put Zhang to sleep.
Oh, I'm not seeing that. But I'm not seeing that at all.
You judge everything on most recent performance you made. You're up Wilder's ass not so long back.
No. What I'm calling it is I'm an analyst.
An analyst.
That's it. What did you call it?
An analyst.
I'm an analyst.
You're an analyst.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'll show you about it one day, how to do it. What you do is you don't just look at what's in front of you, you look at everything that's happened.
Yeah, I've looked at it all, mate.
You know what I mean?
I think Zhang is very easy to hit, and Wilder will hit him, and I don't think he'll be able to take what Wilder gives him.
Right.
Because he's not going to move about like Parker and make it difficult for Wilder to get off. Wilder's going to get off, and when he gets off, he'll hit him clean and knock him out. I hope so. Anyway, otherwise we've got no chance of ever seeing Joshua Wilder.
I put it to you, dear, that Zhang has better feet than Wilder. Wilder's probably got some of the worst feet ever. He's uncoordinated. Wilder's almost from the waist down isn't a boxer. Like, he's only a boxer from the waist up, and he's a bad one at that. Wilder's just got a party trick.
He's got a weird ability with his footwork to go to that side and go to that side.
He keeps out the way well.
It's proper weird.
He leans back a lot.
When he's unloading his punches, he'll dive over there and bang, dive over there, and then, do you know what I mean? He's got a weird little thing like that.
I don't know.
There's a thing on. Do you watch The Modern Martial Artist?
No, what's that?
Oh, he's mint, mate. He's a fight analyst.
Right.
A proper fight analyst.
Not as good as us, though.
Well, what he does, he breaks down the technical side of stuff. So he'll put a video on of... he's on YouTube. His videos get 10, 15 million views. He's really, really good anyway. But yeah, he thinks that Wilder's got some really neat stuff with his feet.
Do you know, I think, I'm going to bring time into it as well. And I think if we went back 4 years, I'd pick Wilder to beat Zhang, I think. But I don't think the reason I think Zhang's beaten Wilder isn't because Zhang is amazing. I think it's that Wilder's so far gone. What I saw in that fight was not the guy I remember. Since you talked about the ayahuasca thing, it's as if the viciousness. Wilder, pretty much, that's what's got this person. Like, let's look at him. He's got he's got some of the worst technical ability going, right? Some of the worst feet going. Yes, he's got a hell of a punch. He's got no jab. Like, he just had one killer punch. And I think what he got by on was not just that punch. I think it was his animalistic viciousness, because he was an aggressive man. He wanted to kill people. That was his shtick. He wasn't just there for a boxing fight. He was an angry man. Like, he was bringing all the Black Lives Matter stuff into it and all that. Do you know what I mean? Like, summoning his ancestors and all that shit. Do you know what I mean? He was making it racy. That's why you got that boxing community on YouTube where all the Wilder fans and stuff, for the most part of them, it's kind of a bit racist. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're like, fuck you white people. That's the kind of thing you're getting from them. Do you know what I mean? And I think a lot of that was channeled through him. And I think Wilder got as far as he did with that viciousness. And I think that ayahuasca thing, all this love and stuff, and this guy we're seeing in the interview now, that's not the Wilder of old. Like, once upon a time, you go back 4 years, and you put Wilder and Joshua on the same stage. What would Wilder have said to Joshua? He wouldn't have said, I wish you all the best, bro. He wouldn't have said that. That's gone. The aggression, the animalistic...
Have you ever seen that?
What?
That aggression that you're talking about?
Every single time ever since that fight.
No. Like, when have you seen Wilder being all aggressive in press conferences, apart from with Fury, who goaded him into it? He's not that kind of guy. He's pretty chill, Wilder. It's when he gets in the ring, his alter ego comes out. When he's walking to the ring and he changes into LeBron's bomber. He's a fucking weirdo. He's
a weirdo. Listen, he's hilarious. I think he's very funny.
I don't think he's all the things you just said he is. I think he struggled with Parker simply because Parker wouldn't let him get set. If you keep moving with Wilder and you don't let him get set and you're clever about what you're doing, you can offset him so he can't get any punches off. Zhang is not going to do that. Zhang is going to stand right in front of him and he's going to get clipped. And if he doesn't, mate, we've got no chance of ever seeing Wilder versus Joshua.
We won't ever see it.
We will if he wins.
What, if Wilder beats...
If Wilder beats Zhang, we'll see Joshua Wilder, yeah.
Yeah, well, let's hope he does, because we all want to see that.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it.
Again, with that one, Joshua is better in every single way. I think Joshua probably punches as hard as him as well. I don't think, but I don't know. If I was to give Joshua one critique, I think he's hittable. I think Joshua is hittable. His
defense has got a lot better, though.
Yeah, his defense, but he's a big lump. He's not.
Everyone's hittable, though. Everyone goes on like Tyson Fury. He's like a ghost.
No, is he fuck? Anyway, but that's a fight for if that ever does happen, we can talk about it. I mean, that's probably been talked about more than any fight in the past 10 years, pretty much.
Definitely.
I'll believe it when I see it. But to round it up, my guess on that is I would go. I think Zhang's going to beat.
Zhang.
I think Zhang's going to beat Wilder.
Yeah.
And not because Zhang's great, just because I think Wilder's gone. It's my opinion.
I love Zhang. I think he's a really fun watch.
Yeah, I do. He's a good character.
Quality to watch.
Interesting boxer.
But yeah, he let himself down against Parker.
Yeah, he did. What? Who else we got?
There's a light heavyweight fight that looks like it's going to be Craig Richards for Matchroom and Willie Hutchinson. He's got Warren, but he can't use Yard because Yard's getting a fight with Buatsi. So he's going to have to use one of his other ones, and they're all quite young apart from Willie Hutchinson, I think Willie Hutchinson's like Commonwealth or European champ or something like that. So it'll be him versus Richards.
Right, well, I'm not going to pretend I know anything about them fighters.
Craig Richards, he's fought Bivol, gave Bivol a good fight. Craig Richards. Actually, one of Bivol's tougher tests, yeah, went the distance and he lost on points. But for once, I seen Bivol being outboxed and on the retreat. It's the only time I've ever seen
Bivol being outboxed?
Yeah, by Craig Richards.
Never seen that.
Craig Richards realised at about round 8, round 9, I could hit him. And just went for it and started hitting him. It was a really good fight, actually, but he left it too late. I'm
going to ask you about that Bivol and Batur.
Yeah, they've got the fights there, look. So it's Wilder versus Zhang, Hergovich versus Dubois. That fight's not going to happen, I don't think.
That little fella there's a beast, isn't he? See that's Wood?
Nick Ball.
Ball,
that's Nick Ball versus Ford, but Ford said that he's not going to be ready. And that's Amo Williams versus Hamza Shiraz at middleweight.
I don't know them.
And then, that's Craig Richards and Willie Hutchinson.
Well,
but these are just rumours, They haven't been confirmed. They get confirmed, I think it's this week, or it might be next week.
Right. I don't know anything about them. All I do know is that I watched that Nick Ball fight.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he? Like Tiger.
Yeah. You look at him and you think you got no chance.
Particularly against that guy who's fighting Ray Vargas. He's long as. I think he's like 5'11".
Was he long, or is it just that he's small?
No, he's 5'11". Long at his weight, you know.
Right.
But he struggles. He goes into every fight having a height disadvantage, Nick Ball, because he's only 5'2" or 5'3".
But he's got used to fighting like that, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
So he's used to bigger men.
Not usually Vargas's height though, like 5'11". He was struggling one day. He was game all night. He kept coming, but he was struggling to get there.
Yeah.
Particularly the first half of the fight.
No, I think he was. I watched that fight, to be honest. I liked it.
Yeah, it was good, yeah.
Good fight, I enjoyed it. I sort of...
The knockdowns were a little bit dubious, don't you think?
Yeah. But I've become a fan of that Nick Ball now.
Yeah, I'm a fan of him.
Yeah.
I like him.
Just because he's so unique.
But apparently what they're saying is Nick Ball is going to be fighting Lee Wood or Josh Warrington, because that Ray Ford can't make it.
I think he'll punch Josh Warrington's face clean in for him, personally.
Yeah.
Who's the other one? Lee Wood.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Lee Wood. Is he any good?
Knocked Conlon out. Sent him through the ropes.
Right.
Yeah, he's beat that fucking...
Isn't Lee Wood the one where like it's always a drama with him? Where it always seems to be like he wins like just. Is that not the same guy?
No.
No, that's not him.
He's always in exciting fights. He's a really big puncher.
Right.
He beat that guy. Can you remember that Mexican guy who came over and beat Warrington for the world title? He was just in a put Maurizio Lara, he's called.
Yeah.
So Lara won the title. Then he fought Wood, beat Wood, I don't know whether Wood was the champion at the time, actually, because the titles have just kept changing hands. But yeah, he beat Wood as well, and then Wood beat him in the rematch. But yeah, Wood's massive puncher. He's with Ben Davison, same guy Joshua's with.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not massive names, them. None of them are, like, apart from the 2 heavyweight fights, none of them are pay-per-view worthy, are they?
Just while we're on this, Chris, because we're going to go on to the undisputed fight in a minute. But as a fan of Anthony Joshua, I'd like to, and I'm talking about you, you're a big fan of Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
I just want to just sort of highlight something.
Go on.
Because as a member of the boxing community on YouTube and listening to a lot of it, I'm hearing a lot of like, this is the best Joshua ever, and he's back, and oh my God. And I'm thinking, what are you basing that on? Like, what are you basing that on?
His confidence, the way he's fighting. Like,
Okay, let's just wind back a bit, right? Let's just wind back.
let's wind back.
Who was that little stubby guy he fought that Dylan White had war with?
Franklin?
Right. He was terrible then.
No, he wasn't.
He should have finished him.
Should he?
Yes,
Why?
because he's useless.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. He's one of the most underrated heavyweights about. He's quality.
He's useless.
No, he's not, mate.
He
beat Dylan White.
Yeah, he did. I watched that fight.
Well,
yeah,
he's
he
not
built
useless
Dylan
then,
White.
is he?
Dylan White's useless. Dylan White
They're
is,
all useless.
Dylan White
They're
is,
all fucking useless.
Dylan White is more
Listen,
useless.
That Franklin guy, he's got quick hands, he's a good counter puncher, he's slippery.
He's a journeyman.
He's a good boxer, he's not a journeyman, mate. He's 20-2.
Right.
And his 2 defeats are White and Joshua. I'm
Yeah.
telling you now, mate, he's better than you think. Way better than you think. Anyway, he got the win.
He did.
And he was coming off the Usyk loss, so fair
yeah, he
enough.
did.
Then
So-
he knocked Hellenius out, sparked him clean.
Yeah, hang on. Let's just go piece by piece. So, this fight with Franklin, he was underwhelming in that fight. We'll call him
He's
that.
a tricky customer, mate.
Fair enough, but he's underwhelming.
Right?
The next fight was Hellenius.
Yeah.
Any man in the top 25 should spark Hellenius out
Oh, yeah.
because he is double useless. That's what he is. He is a
imagine.
41-year-old useless Icelandic, whatever he is.
Finish, I think, but
He can be what he wants, but he's useless.
he's not useless, man.
And it took
Jesus
him
Christ.
what? It took him about 54 rounds to
Took him
knock
7 rounds.
to knock a useless fella out.
He knocked him out in 7,
Wilder knocked him out in 7 seconds.
right?
Yeah.
What difference does that make, though?
Well, that's how you compare.
No, it's not. Well, in that case, then Joshua sparked Ngannou out in 2 rounds. Fury couldn't spark him out.
Whoa,
Doesn't
whoa.
mean anything.
Whoa.
Styles make fights,
You're
man.
greedy for the verse, Chris. Let's go through the beginning bit
Listen,
first. Wait there.
Franklin's
Whoa.
decent. He's never been stopped. And well, yeah, we're on to Hellenius.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're coming from with it.
So okay, he sparked out a big useless guy, right? A big stiff useless guy. Let's be honest, went to hell and back. He had a war with him.
He had some troubles.
He did,
He didn't
yeah.
have a war, mate.
He had a war,
Did he? Fuck, man.
right? So we've got underwhelmed.
Wind up, you.
So we've got underwhelming.
Underwhelmed. Now he's in a war.
War with a big stiff,
Yeah.
right? The next one was who was the next
He's
one?
got 32 wins under his belt, mate, from 36 fights.
We're talking. We're just having a
I know,
conversation.
yeah, we're going. We're moving on to
So
Wallen.
who was after Hellenius?
Wallen.
Right. Do we need to talk about that?
Well, wasn't he a dead tricky southpaw that was going to give Joshua all kinds of problems?
Unlike you, Chris,
Wasn't it a case of Joshua's going to win on points, but he doesn't deserve to win on points? Was that not what you thought?
That is what
prior?
I thought, yes.
But now Joshua's dismantled in what? He's a pudding?
Hang on, you're going past the point. That is what I said. That is what I said. But unlike you, Chris,
Right.
I can admit when I'm wrong.
I can admit when I'm wrong. Callum Smith the other day made Peterbiev. I was completely wrong. You were right. I was wrong. You got your fiver. I can admit when I'm
Let's
wrong.
not go off topic. Let's stay on
Let's
this,
stay-
right? So I was very wrong in my prediction on that.
Yeah.
And I'll hold my hand up.
But why did you predict that?
Because I seen him against Fury and I thought, oh, he's decent. And he might have got a bit better and his confidence will be up because he basically went life and death with the best, in inverted commas. So I expected more.
Right.
Now, I will admit I was dead wrong he was the most useless out of all three of the ones we've just said.
But it shows that Wallin, given the right opposition, can be handy. He just beat that Gassiev prior to Joshua. Joshua just obliterated him because he's too good.
Gassiev's useless as well.
Gassiev was a cruiserweight world champion.
Mate, I used to be a champion when I was 21. I'm useless now. Do you know what I mean? So, no. So we've got underwhelming, a big Nordic stiff, and a fanny. He was a complete fanny. Wallin was terrified. Wallin looked scared. Wallin, you know what that looked like? That looked like a guy that had fought a guy a lot in sparring and got his ass handed to him every time. And that's actually what it was.
He had a lot of confidence before the fight.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Anyone?
He said he was like, Joshua's lost all his confidence, talking smack.
Well, listen to this. Listen to this.
Trouble,
listen to this. If I had a fight with Anthony Joshua, right, I'd punch his cunt in. How confident did I sound there?
Yeah, but you're not sat opposite him and you're not fighting him in a couple of days.
They weren't
in the press conference.
Had security around him. He was selling the fight, man.
Selling it? He's already been paid. What's he selling fights for?
I don't know. He
Stop
just, you know. But anyway, he got beat, and he's the biggest fanny of all of them. Right.
So he's a fanny, yeah.
Proper fanny. Right. Joshua beat him as he should. Right. He didn't even beat him. He scared him to death.
How come Fury didn't?
Fury. We'll get to that in a minute. Stop changing the subject. We're talking about. I know you're a fan. I know you're a fan. But we're getting to it. Yeah. Then we fight a novice.
Yeah.
Right. Now, granted, what happened in that fight is exactly what should have happened, and that is what Fury should have done to him. Obviously.
Did we not all think that he couldn't be knocked out? He couldn't be hurt, couldn't be buzzed.
We weren't sure, were we? We weren't sure. We were thinking, everybody did. I wasn't alone. Everybody was a bit duped, thinking, hang on, is this guy a Terminator? But it turns out, Anthony, rightly so, showed what's going on here. This is a professional boxer versus an amateur boxer. Doesn't matter whether he's UFC, this, that, and the other. This is this discipline. And when it comes to this discipline in this arena, when you can't elbow me and kick me and take me down, you're going to get wiped out very quickly. And that's what happened. So, going through it all, right, he had no right being in there. So what we have is underwhelming, big Nordic stiff, a fanny, and shouldn't have been in there, right? That's what we have. That's what we have. That's
how you're shaping it. It's one way to shape it.
I'm just saying facts.
No, they're
right?
not facts, mate.
So what we have is we're all getting duped. No, I'm not. Sorry, I'm not. This is why I'm raising it. And I think, Chris, I think the room might be a bit smoky for you. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I think things are a bit misty. I think. You've watched the Rocky film recently. Do you know what I mean? You can hear
When you like, we started this conversation by you saying that everyone online saying that this is the best version of Anthony Joshua.
Yes. So
are you disagreeing with that?
Oh yes.
So there was a better version than this current version of Anthony Joshua.
I'm not saying that.
But you do disagree with it?
No. I'm not disagreeing with that point. That was a side point to the point that Joshua is now a Superman. Joshua is now the best ever. I don't know if he's the best ever. I do know he doesn't deserve. What I'm saying is, I don't believe
this is the best version of Anthony Joshua. 100%. This is the best version we've seen of him. He's got everything. He looks. He's my wet dream, mate.
I know he is.
He's everything we wanted him to be.
I know.
Go the fuck on, Joshua's son.
I know. So you tell me.
Brilliant to see, mate. Can't wait.
I've made my case as to why this is a hype train again. We're jumping on a hype train. I want you to make me a case for why he is the ultimate champion of the world,
I'm not
GTI
go
Jesus.
Over his past fights. What I will say is that he's with a brand new coach,
right,
who has instilled something in him. He looks organised when he gets in the ring. He looks like put together. No, Joshua getting in the ring sometimes, and it was just off the cuff with him. He seemed unsure of himself. His feet would get stuck in mud, and his hands would just stay there, and he was just stood there, ready to take a shot. Doesn't happen. He's got clear instructions. He knows exactly what he's doing when he gets in the ring. There won't be no hesitation whenever you see Joshua fight now. You're gonna watch him, and you're gonna be. You're going to know that he's got a plan, and he's not going to deviate from it. He's not going to doubt himself. He's not going to lose confidence. He's going to go in there and do exactly what he done to Ngannou and Wallin every single fight he has, regardless of his opposition. He's going to smash fuck out of everyone.
What I
mate.
admire is you saying that with a straight face. I admire that.
I don't understand. What are you talking about? Who's going to beat him apart from Usyk, which I could see happening again, but I could also see Joshua in this form, with this mindset, with that coach beating Usyk. I can see it.
I can see, depending on what we see in this Zhang fight, if Wilder wins, I'd pick Wilder to beat Joshua.
Yeah,
If
because you're
Wilder
like
wins.
this, you're like a fish
No.
flip-flopping all over the place.
I'm not. I act on what I see. And so far, at this present moment in time, it looks to me like Deontay Wilder is shot to bits and everybody's going to beat Wilder. Now, if I'm wrong, or Wilder manages to pull himself back at
You
30,
are wrong.
at
He's
39,
not shot to bits.
at 39 years old,
Right.
and turns
So what
back.
happened between the Hellenius fight that you were just praising and the Parker fight? What happened in that time? Absolutely nothing, mate. Apart from this ayahuasca thing, which you think has drastically changed his demeanour and he no longer wants to kill people.
Yeah, no, I think he was shot to bits then, but I think that's just how bad
What, against Hellenius?
Hellenius is that bad. That's what I'm saying. Big, stiff, Icelandic, Nordic. Useless, mate. Useless. He's an iceberg. He's just useless.
There's a lot of useless boxers out there, isn't there?
Yes. Yes.
And they all seem to be like in the top 10.
Yes. The top 10, I mean, my top 10,
Yeah.
Joshua, Fury, Usyk. Probably Usyk, Fury, Joshua.
Right.
Top 3.
Yeah.
I still believe... I actually think Moses Atuma would be 4th, if I'm being honest. If he fought now, I think he's a naughty guy. I think
He's a fucking novice.
Andy Ruiz will come 5th. And then...
Isn't he about 20-year-old? He's in about
18.
6 or 7 fights.
I don't know, 18, 19. He's...
You can't put him in the top 5, mate.
It's my top 5. I can put him where I want. I believe that everyone I'm saying after this...
You're asking me to justify why I think Joshua's going to do this, that, and the other. How you can't justify him being in the top 20?
It's called knowledge. That's what it's called. This guy was given heavyweights everything they could take when he was
16.
15. He was giving them everything they could
I've
take.
read all the stories, mate.
Yeah, and he's a naughty guy, isn't he? And he's going to be a long reigning champion, in my opinion.
You reckon?
So everybody saw Andrew Ruiz and Moses Atuma, 4 or 5, you choose. And you said, and everybody after that, Moses Atuma beats. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I think Frank Sanchez might, and I actually think Caballero might be a bit naughty. I think they're both in the top 10 you pick, and we'll find out who's
Caballera's
best.
good.
Going after that, Parker. After that, maybe Joyce Dubois. After that, I've missed Zhang out. Put Zhang in before Parker, so Zhang will be around 6 or 7. That's where Zhang will be. But yeah, my top 10. That's it. And none of them useless puddings that Joshua's fought would make in my top 10, is what I'm saying. And I think Moses Atuma will give everybody all the problems, is what I'm saying. And bringing it back round to the Wilder Joshua thing, if Wilder does turn back the clock and Wilder does do what you think he's going to do and sparks out thingy, what we're dealing with then is too confidence. Yeah, Joshua might be confident, but I think Wilder's confident. And I think it means a lot to Wilder to beat Joshua.
I think it means a lot of Joshua.
Do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
I've
all
heard
the
it's...
bullshit they've spoke about him. He came out and done an interview the other day and he said he's built up all this bullshit in his head. Like, he'll use it as fuel when he does fight Fury, when he does fight Wilder, because Wilder's said a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm guaranteeing you that is one that Joshua really wants to win, and he'll smash him to death, mate.
You think?
Yeah, I know. I don't think.
What? So regardless of what happens between him and Zhang?
Yeah, I think Wilder beats
Regardless.
Zhang, Joshua beats Wilder. Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't need to be irate about your opinion. I appreciate it and I respect it. That's what we're here for, we're having a debate,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. Well, let's hope we find out what happens. But yeah, listen,
We'll definitely find out about Joshua Fury, but...
Will we?
Yeah, we'll definitely find that one. Even if Usyk beats Joshua. I think if Usyk beats Joshua, Fury and Joshua will fight next.
Do you think? What, for 3rd place is what they'll call it?
They'll have the...
For 2nd place?
No. Whoever wins Joshua Fury will fight Usyk again. If he stays in the game, there's a lot of talk of him being out of it once he beats Fury. If he beats Fury,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they probably should because this is their era. You know, the Wilder at 39, Fury and Joshua at 35, 36, whatever they are, 34, 35.
I want to see trilogies across the board, mate.
Do you?
Yeah, I just want to see 3 Joshua Wilders, 3 Joshua Furies.
I'm okay with that, but I think they should all, as they age and they get to the late 30s and 40s, you might disagree with this, but I think they should just sort of like fight each other, like in the same age group.
Little league.
I don't think they should be going and fighting these young lions because I think they'll get beat. Do you know what I mean? You know, I personally...
The only way it'll ever happen is if someone navigates into a mandatory and they don't want to lose the belt. But
yeah,
most of the time they'll still just give the belt away.
They should all just do it for another 2 or 3 years, right? And then all roll off into the sunset together and just end that.
Joshua said that's all he's got left, mate. 2 years, 6 fights.
And that'll be, as we say, that's our golden era. You know what I mean? I think we've only got a couple of years left.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's bring it back around because the real reason we're here is to talk about the fight. So...
Yeah, we have already spoke at length about this one, though.
We have, but I want to talk about it again.
It's a different fight now, isn't it?
It's a much different fight now since we last spoke. And I'll go first.
Go on then.
Last time we discussed it, I said about doubting Tyson Fury. And I've doubted him every time, as a lot of people have, and been shown up every single time.
Yeah.
I thought Wilder would beat him all 3 times. He didn't. He handed him his ass all 3 times.
Wilder would beat him once, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I thought Ngannou would beat him, but then I thought different of Ngannou then.
Ngannou would beat Fury?
Yeah, that's what I thought. yeah. But I thought different of him then. That was when I was duped that he was a Terminator. That's what I thought
right,
then.
Okay, yeah.
After that, after Joshua's finished, obviously I'm like, right, so he was useless then. Or not as good as I thought, basically. Anyway, but my prediction last time was that Fury wins.
Yeah.
Because doubt him at your peril, sir. You know, everybody always bets against him and he always wins somehow. I now have completely 180'd.
Have you?
100%.
You're an Usyk camp, yeah?
Again, I would prefer Fury to win, purely because I'm English and he's English. And I think that sets up bigger Joshua fights, blah, 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 blah. I now think that Fury physically can't do it anymore. I now think that Fury physically... I've been watching some training videos, right? Mm. And I don't see what other people are seeing. People are like, oh, he's in great shape, he's training hard.
He's in great shape for Fury, I think they mean.
And I'm looking at his legs and I'm like, he hasn't got the legs of Usyk.
No.
Like... He looks like he's... You know what he looks like? He looks like he's got arthritis. He looks fucked. Like his body...
I've been saying that for years, mate.
His body looks fucked.
I remember he'd done the WWE, right? Do you remember? He'd done that shit. During the Wilder trilogy, it was. He'd done the WWE. And he jumped off the ring canvas onto the floor. And his legs buckled. Like, no strength in his knees or his ankles.
Yeah.
So that's been coming for me. And that is one thing that makes me think Usyk will do him, but I think if he comes in great shape, it'll be a really close fight.
Yeah, I do. Listen, is that voice in your head saying like, you've doubted Fury every time and he's found a way, and that voice is still there. That voice is still there, but
he's never fought anyone of this caliber, though. You know what I mean?
And I don't know. Do you know, like that Ukrainian flag there, that gives an extra 10% just because of what's going on. Just what's going on. When you ask what they're doing it for, Fury will give it, I'm doing it for my God and my creator. Do you know what I mean? That's what he'll say. Big stiff daft cunt or whatever he says. But Usyk is doing it for his people. And you can't beat that.
No.
You can't beat it. He won't be beaten. Usyk will stop Fury. That's how that's going to end. And we're going to be, wow. He's going to stop him.
I thought that... And the last time we did the show, I'm still leaning towards Usyk getting a stoppage, but I think it's going to be a good fight. Last time I thought Usyk was going to blitz him me, but I don't think he will now. I think it'll be a lot closer, and Usyk late stoppage or narrow point decision.
Yeah.
But I can just see it being that close a fight, right, that Usyk in round 10, 11 just turns that switch and boom, 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 and just starts on load and loads of punches and gets him out.
And that's what he does, doesn't he? That's what he does. His tempo goes up. Normally fighters start here and slowly come down.
Yeah.
It's as if Usyk goes up. He trains different.
I mean, he's busy anyway. If rounds 1 to 9, but as soon as that round 10 seems to come, he's got 3 or 4 gears to go through. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when he done Joshua in the second one, mate. It's like, how's Joshua laid it on him, gave him didn't land a great deal, I suppose, but from that moment, Usyk just came in and decided, now I'm taking this fight away from you, and he's got the ability to do that.
Well, if I was to pick, right, because I'd come up with a different answer. If you said to me, okay, pick Tyson Fury's best ever night of boxing, him when he was at his best, nobody knows when that was, right? But at some point in his life, he'll have had the best night of his life. And you pick Usyk on the best night of his life, Fury beats him for me.
Yeah.
And I would confidently say that. And that the reason I'm picking Usyk now isn't because I think Usyk. I believe it's because Fury's declined.
Yeah.
And you can't decline. You can only, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't got much wiggle room with Usyk. You haven't got much wiggle room at all.
No.
And you drop 10, 20%, and I think you can't do that with this guy. Add that up with the Ukraine thing, with this, and yeah, I believe, like you say, around 10, 11, 12.
How do you reckon Fury's going to fight?
Dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty.
That's what I think. Proper nasty, horrible. He'll be, as soon as he throws a couple of punches, he'll be going into maul and grab and hook him up and get stuff up on the inside and that's how he'll try and fight. I don't think that's going to be enough to, get rid of what Usyk does.
I can see them both going down.
Can you?
I can see them both going down. It's no secret that Usyk doesn't like it in the belly, but then we don't know if Fury doesn't like it in the belly. Do you know what I mean? I think they'll both go down.
Never seen him hurt to the body, have you?
I've seen Usyk.
Yeah, you've never seen Fury hurt to the body.
No, I've never seen no one crack him in it. Mind you, he has got some cushion, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Some cushion.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to affect it, are you?
No, he's too big.
Whenever I've seen anyone land a body shot on him, it's just like that's been absorbed by 4 or 5 inches of fat. He's not feeling that.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a spectacle. I don't think it's going to be a sleep fest.
No, I think it'll be a good fight. I do. I did think it was going to be a shit show, but I don't know. I think Usyk's going to be mint. I think Fury's going to rise to the occasion as well, and we're going to get a cracking fight.
We might, this night, they both know they need to be the best they've ever been. And I think we'll get that out of Usyk.
For Usyk, just to land on Fury, he's going to have to do something mintily.
Yes.
And he is going to land. You know for a fact he's going to land frequently.
Yes.
So how is he going to do it? I just can't wait to see it unfold, and watch how he gets in and how he gets out and what Fury does to negate it. It's going to be intriguing, mate.
But it's speed and timing in it, which is Usyk has the better feet, check. Usyk has the better timing, the better coordination.
Better punch accuracy.
Accuracy, volume.
Accuracy.
Fury has strength, size. But I think if you're playing top trumps, Usyk has too many.
More strings, yeah.
Too many. And I think angles. The angles that Fury's not been hit with before.
Yeah.
I think he's going to throw Fury off.
There could be times where he makes Fury look a little bit silly. Fury's never been made to look silly, has he? No one's ever been outcrafted him.
Hatman Boxing said that. He says, everybody talks about Tyson Fury, this supreme boxing skills. And Hatman's not normally wrong, because he does know his boxing, whether you agree with him or not. And he says, and he said it since day one, he says, you lot are going to be surprised and shocked at how unskilled and how clunky he's going to make him look.
At times he will, yeah.
Like when you're comparing him against Wilder's, Dylan Weiss, Derek Chisora, the cage fighter, fam, no. Of course he looks good there. Of course he looks good.
Yeah.
Not with this guy, mate. This guy's serious.
Yeah.
This guy's serious. And this guy, look, I'm confident saying it. No, this guy is going to beat him. He's going to beat Fury. I'm still not convinced Fury turns up. I'm still not convinced he turns up.
He's got a press conference tomorrow, actually. which is a strange one. Like 5 weeks before the fight, and he's doing a press conference on his own. Like Usyk's not there, just a Fury press conference. Very strange.
Really? What's that in it?
Tomorrow on DAZN at 1:30.
DAZN?
Yeah, it's on DAZN. Well, DAZN are covering the fight, aren't they? DAZN's the main broadcaster for the fight.
Doesn't Frank Warren work with somebody else?
TNT, yeah.
So why is
But
it? It's not on there, it's on DAZN.
They're all in
Friends
love with
now.
each other now, yeah.
Right. So what's this press conference about?
Yeah, tomorrow, nobody knows, mate. I was saying to Adam, I'll watch him pull out of the fight, but they wouldn't be advertising it if he was coming to a press conference to pull out the fight, would he?
No, they wouldn't.
So I don't know, it's weird, but he'll turn up, mate, because if he doesn't turn up, he'll lose his 10 million, he'll lose respect worldwide.
He will. Yeah.
Unless it's something so obvious, like he's broke his arm or his jaw or his nose or something that he can't do nothing about. He'll get in the fight.
He this time he'd literally have to have a serious injury to get away with it. Even another cut over the eye, you're like, Another cut over the eye would make me suspect.
Well, initially I was very, very suspicious, but
When you hear about it, you're like, oh, really? Would somebody do that?
yeah. Couple of weeks out from the Undisputed and your sparring partner cuts you. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Fury.
I'm back at Usyk, but yeah. Fury is in a much better place to win the fight now than he was back in February, mate. He's got, and you've changed your, because you had Fury last time, didn't you?
Yeah. And singing at the end. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, even now, as I'm saying, I'm sticking with Usyk going to beat him.
But you're thinking, why am I doubting Tyson Fury again?
Yeah. When I close my eyes and think about it, I can picture Tyson stood there.
I can see Fury winning the fight. I can. Like in February, I could not see a way that he was going to win that fight, but I can now.
If he does, if Tyson Fury beats Usyk, we cannot deny that he is a great. If he turns up and beats, after the performances he's had, after how he looks, he's evidently not in the best shape of his life. He's evidently lost
Just one more win, and then I'll say he's great.
If he beats Usyk.
No. One more win after that, and I'll say he's great.
What happens if he beats Usyk and beats Joshua?
He's probably top 3 all time.
You literally take your hat off to him.
Yeah, you'd have to, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he would go down as one of the greatest of all time, like up there with Lennox Lewis, Muhammad Ali, all the greats. He would be in that conversation.
He has to beat them too to be in the conversation.
100% he has to. Fury fans going like he doesn't have to beat him.
And this is what I'm saying. I don't know why he doesn't like hurry it along. Like, I feel like Fury's done a lot of stalling and a lot of this, and I think Fury, like, Father Time's catching you, mate. Like, if you want this, it has to be now.
Years of his career.
Yeah, it has to be now.
Yeah.
Now, like, in a way, he hasn't got the thick resume of boxers of the past. Like, but he doesn't need to. All he needs to do is beat who's in front of him. Because all you can do is fight who's in your ear. Do you know what I mean?
His resume is weak, but he's beat the best at the time. So he beat Klitschko, he beat Wilder, who people considered the best at the time.
Yeah,
he's gone away and beaten them as well, which goes in his favour as far as his resume is concerned. But if you look a lot deeper into his resume, it's shit.
Yeah.
It's like his next best is Chisora, Dylan White,
Puddings, man.
Christian Hammer. Just shite, man.
Like life and death with people.
John McDermott.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you get past Chisora, you've got Wallin, and these are his best wins. Wallin, Schwartz, Hammer. Cunningham was decent, but again, a lot smaller than Fury. Pianetta's in his top 10. Francisco Pianetta is in his best 10 wins. That can't be right. That's a piss take.
It is like, I mean,
Francisco
Wallin, Schwartz, and Pianetta, they shouldn't be in no one's top.
I mean, you look at Joshua's, it's just a completely different league, mate.
Yeah. Brazil.
And Brazil shouldn't be in there. Pulev's in there.
Brazil and Wallin, they're useless, but the rest of them are deep. White was good at the time. Pulev's a tough man. Ruiz is a beast.
Povetkin, dangerous.
Yeah, used to be. Obviously.
He was at the time when Joshua fought him there, 2017.
I tell you who could be in the argument for one of the best resumes, Parker.
Yeah.
He's got a hell of a resume, Parker, you know.
He has. He's lost, though, quite a bit, hasn't he?
I mean, so's Joshua. You know, a few of them he's lost to. You know what I mean?
But Parker's lost to Joyce, Dylan White. Joshua's lost to Usyk and Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Ruiz smashes everyone on, well, maybe not Klitschko, but everyone else. I think he tears Wilder apart, me, Andy Ruiz.
I'm not ruling out another Parker and Joshua fight.
It's a shame Andy Ruiz isn't in the mix because I really like that kid, me.
Me too. Apparently, there's some shit going on with him that isn't publicised. It was Ade I was listening to.
Yeah.
You know Ade?
Ade Oladipo.
Knowledgeable guy. Obviously, he works for Matchroom and DAZN now.
DAZN, yeah.
And a little fleeting comment, right? Just you talk about Andy Ruiz, and he said, I know some shit that's going on with him, but move past it. So there's shit going on that isn't public knowledge, or certainly that people like us write down the.
I think it's something to do with promotional companies where that PBC's tied in and they can't get him a date.
Right.
They do it with a lot of fighters, the PBC. They sign them and then they can't actually get them a fight date or an opponent. And it might be that, or it might be something more sinister, I don't know.
Dangerous guy, Ruiz, isn't he? Like anybody Ruiz is in with, you wouldn't confidently bet against him. You'd give Ruiz a chance with most people.
Yeah, I think
Like-
Fury would deal with him easy, me, personally.
Purely on size.
Yeah.
Just keep away.
He'd do what Joshua did in the second fight, and he's good enough to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everyone else in the division, he gives them problems.
You don't want to stand toe to toe with Andrew Ruiz because he beats
Not
you.
at all,
He
mate.
beats you to the
whips
punch.
those hooks in. It's like dangerous shit.
You're going to need to keep.
Whistling by your face.
You need to keep him at arm's length at all times, like a little Rottweiler, isn't he?
If he'd have came in shape in that second fight, he could have beat Joshua, even Joshua fighting the way he fought.
If he kept up with him, yeah. If he chased him around the ring.
He got himself into shit shape. But yeah, it could have been... I think he'd probably still have beat Joshua. Even Joshua fighting like that, Ruiz probably would have beat him.
Yeah, it was a combination of things. Joshua had the right game plan.
Joshua's a nightmare for... Ruiz is a nightmare for Joshua.
Yeah.
Proper nightmare.
Yeah. He is. And he showed that. He showed that in the first one. He's a bad style for him. Bad style for him, that.
Because even with Joshua in the second one, moving all over the ring and Ruiz being well overweight, he still got to him a couple of times and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Clipped him even in that state, so...
Yeah, it is a shame. I am a big fan of Andy Ruiz.
I am.
Let's see. He'd be knocking on a bit now, right? 33, 34?
No, I don't think he's that old, is he? I don't know. No idea how old he is, mate. I don't think he's as old as Joshua and...
Don't you?
I don't think so, mate.
Huh.
He's 34.
And when you're that size, I think you age worse. Do you know what I mean? Look at Wilder there, like 38. Luis Ortiz can't be still fighting at 45, sure.
He has, yeah. He just fought recently, Ortiz.
No way. Did he win?
Yeah.
Shut up, man.
Someone shit.
He won at 45.
He's not the oldest, mate. There's been older heavyweight champions, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, there wasn't. It was him won it at 45. What's his name? The big fella. Big George.
Just put in box reg after Luis Ortiz, mate. It'll be on there. What are you saying, sorry, mate?
Saying that Big George was 45, wasn't he?
Box strike.
What did you say?
Box rec.
Oh,
I don't think he has fought.
I think he has, mate. Pretty sure I've seen something.
No.
Yeah.
No. Southpaw, no.
yeah,
no.
we're having batteries. Batteries just fell out the mouth.
Out the toilet.
We're finished. We're going to wrap it up.
I've
We're
had a
going to wrap it
nightmare
up.
there.
So nip it.
I'll nip it.
So, how long are we running for, Southpaw?
1:15.
That's just where we
just
wanted it.
under, I think.
So, look, final thing. This will be going out just before the Undisputed fight, right?
Yes, just before then.
What's the date, Chris, the Undisputed fight?
18th.
18th.
Birthday.
Your birthday?
Oh yeah, so this will be out back end of April.
Yeah.
It'll be going back end of April.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I believe, as I've just said, to round it up, that's what this whole thing was about. Let's talk about this fight again. I believe Usyk is going to beat Fury.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
If I had a gun to my head, I would pick Usyk.
Yeah. Well, anybody listening that agrees with us, leave a comment. Anybody that disagrees with us,
Brent.
Who's Brent?
Brent's a guy who you've done a short of our last Usyk
Yeah.
Fury one.
Yeah.
And I said, we were talking about the result of the fight, and I was like, I just see Usyk just peppering it, bum, 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 this, that, and the other, and Usyk's win. He piped up in the comments, you don't know fuck all about boxing.
Big up, Brent.
And I went straight back at it.
Hey,
so me and Brent, we're quite close.
Listen, I'm with Brent. I'm just saying, I'm with Brent. Brent, if you're listening, drop a comment. I'm with you, brother. We'll teach him together, you know? We'll teach him
You got
together.
Usyk winning, so he says we don't know now about boxing.
Whoa, what's this aggression for? We're having a conversation. Where's this come from? Whenever Joshua's like...
You're siding with the guy who said that we don't know now about boxing because we think Usyk's going to beat Fury.
Usyk is going to beat Fury.
But he's saying that we know nothing about boxing if we claim that.
Oh, Brent, you don't know what you're talking about, pal. No, Pat, no. Brent, listen,
There's so many experts out there that have said Usyk's going to win this fight. It's like there must be a shitload of ex-pros, boxing experts that know fuck all.
Listen, what we're going to do...
We were going to have Brent on. Courtesy arranged it.
Really?
And you couldn't do it.
Sorry, Brent.
He was going to pop in.
Well, listen, people who are listening, right, because I assume a few boxing people are going to listen to this, right? Comment on who you think, and Southpaw count them up, right?
Yeah, we'll do a poll.
Do a poll. I mean, you've said that before and we didn't do it, but, you know, let's actually do a poll this time.
Let's actually do a poll.
Let's actually do a poll. Do a poll, and we'll see what people think.
Usyk Fury.
Yeah. People will probably go with Fury, won't they?
Yeah, I would have thought so, mate.
But they don't know what they're talking about, do they, Chris?
Well, he's got a better chance now than he did. Put it that way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I wouldn't say they don't know what they're talking about. I think anyone who backs Fury, they're well within the rights to back him.
Yeah.
I just disagree. I think Usyk's going to beat him. But
yeah, me too.
Proof will be in the pudding, mate.
It will. Let's see if he turns up this time, eh?
Yeah, let's hope he does.
Listen, that's been People Like Us. Please, everybody, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. This has been Chris. I've been Dan. That's been Southpaw. And we will see you next time.